from 8 to 8. Looking first at the national news, celebrate festivals with precaution, says PM Modi in address to nation. No matter how good the cover is, no matter how modern the armor is, even if armor gives a complete guarantee of protection, weapons are not given up while the battle is on. There is no reason to get careless. Celebrate festivals with utmost precautions, advised Prime Minister Narendra Modi on October 22nd in his address to the nation on achieving the milestone of 100 crore vaccinations. Congress not part of Mahagathbandhan in Bihar, says Bhakta Charan Das. Congress leader in charge of Bihar, Bhakta Charan Das, on Friday said his party was not part of the Mahagathbandhan or Grand Alliance. Mr. Das also added that with the by-polls for 2 seats, Tarapur and Kusheshwar-Sthan, scheduled to be held in the state on October 30, the Congress had started preparations to contest all 40 parliamentary seats in Bihar. Chhattisgarh, 26 ITBP jawans fall ill after consuming food at Rajanandgaon. In a suspected case of food poisoning, 26 personnel of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police or ITBP fell ill after consuming meal at their camp in Chhattisgarh's Rajnandgaon district, officials said on Friday. While 21 of them were admitted to the Community Health Center or CHC in Khairgarh, town of the district on Thursday evening, 5 others were hospitalized this morning and the condition of all of them is said to be out of danger, a police official said. Supreme Court adjourns hearing on West Bengal's suit against CBI probe in post-poll violence cases. The Supreme Court on October 22nd adjourned the hearing on the lawsuit filed by West Bengal government, which alleged that the CBI is going ahead with the investigation in post-poll violence cases without securing the prerequisite nod from the state under the law till November 16. Congress facing bad days due to non-fulfillment of promises, says Mayawati. The Bahujan Samaj Party of BSP Supremo Mayawati on October 22nd lashed out at the Congress for making lucrative poll promises, saying it was facing bad days due to non-fulfillment of its promises and claimed that there is severe lack of public confidence in the party. Konkan Shakti exercise India-UK to launch phase of high-level exchanges. The strike group led by HMS Queen Elizabeth is a non-provocative exercise in the Indo-Pacific region in what is being interpreted as the biggest British naval deployment since the end of Cold War. The phase of engagement, which begins on Thursday, will stretch into the COP26 summit for climate action in Glasgow, in which Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to participate. Ananya Pandey denies helping Aryan Khan get drugs. The chats recovered from Aryan Khan's mobile phone reveal that in the year 2018 to 19, she helped supply drugs to Aryan thrice by providing him the numbers of drug dealers, NCB sources told ANI. Sources told ANI that Ananya Pandey's name comes up in a chat that revealed she supplied weed to Aryan thrice, including one at a popular get-together. Ananya denied the supply-related talks in the chat conversation and told the NCB officials that she has never consumed or supplied the drugs. The sources were quoted as saying, a massive fire broke out in a 60-story residential building in Mumbai's Lal Bagh area. The level 4 fire erupted in the Avigna Park building on Curry Road. The official said 14 fire engines were rushed to the spot. There have been reports of 1 person dead in the incident and further search and rescue operations are underway. Heading on to the international news, UK Navy Chief arrives in India on 3-day visit. UK Navy Chief Admiral Sir Tony Radakin arrived in India on Friday on a 3-day visit, during which he would visit the Indian Navy's Western Naval Command, according to an official statement. US House votes to hold Trump ally Steve Bannon in contempt. The House voted on October 21 to hold Steve Bannon, a longtime ally and aide to former President Donald Trump, in contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena from the committee investigating the violent January 6 Capitol insurrection. New Zealand sets 90% vaccination target to end lockdowns. New Zealand's government on Friday set an ambitious target of fully vaccinating 90% of all eligible people to end coronavirus lockdowns. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern had been under pressure to provide a pathway to freedom for people living in Auckland who have been in lockdown for more than 2 months. Swedish teen rapper Einar shot several times outside apartment dies. Swedish rapper Einar, who won awards and topped charts in the Scandinavian country, was shot and killed late Thursday in Stockholm, police and media said as police hunted for suspects. The 19-year-old Einar, who raps in Swedish, was the most streamed artist on Spotify in Sweden in 2019. China arrests star pianist with sex worker, warns celebrities, Chinese state media said after the arrest of a star pianist on prostitution charges that anyone challenging the government's sense of discipline is doomed, escalating President Xi Jinping's crackdown on the entertainment industry. Queen Elizabeth II in good spirits after first night in hospital in years. Britain's Queen Elizabeth, who is 95, spent a night in hospital for the first time in years for what Buckingham Palace termed preliminary investigations, but was in good spirits and back at work at Windsor Castle. The world's oldest and longest reigning monarch cancelled an official trip to Northern Ireland on Wednesday. The palace said the Queen had been told to rest by her medical staff and that her ailment was not related to COVID-19. 7 killed in Rohingya refugee camp attacks in Bangladesh, says police. Gunmen killed at least 7 people and left others wounded in an assault firing on the seminary in a Rohingya refugee camp on the Bangladesh-Myanmar border, police said. The attackers shot some victims and stabbed others with knives, a regional police chief said. Canada hospitals use drones to carry lungs for transplant. In the dark of night, a drone takes off from a Toronto hospital rooftop, the hum of its rotors barely audible over the bustling sounds of the cars and pedestrians below in Canada's largest metropolis. On its maiden flight, with a bird's eye view of the city's glistening skyline, as it glides over apartments, shops and office towers, the drone is carrying a precious cargo, human lungs for transplant. Moving on to sports, if Pakistan lose against India, Brad Hogg names his T20 World Cup semi-final picks. Former Australia cricketer Brad Hogg feels Pakistan will miss out on the semi-finals of the 2021 ICC T20 World Cup if they lose to arch rivals in their campaign opener in Dubai on October 24. Pakistan face a hectic opening week in their campaign, taking in New Zealand 2 days after the India game and then Afghanistan another 3 days later. The cities of Ahmedabad and Lucknow are frontrunners to have a new IPL franchise represent them in the cash-rich T20 league, sources close to the bidding process have told. Legendary Australian leg spinner Shane Warne said that he considered India and England as the favourites for the title in the ongoing ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021 being staged in the UAE and Oman. Warne, however, listed more teams who could pose a threat to the above-mentioned 2 teams. Moving on to business, Sensex ends lower by over 100 points amid volatility. ITC Infosys top losers. The domestic stock market ended in the red for the 4th consecutive day amid volatility due to selling pressure in heavyweights such as ITC, NTPC and Infosys. The BSE Sensex oscillated in a broad range of nearly 900 points between an intraday low of 60,551 and a high of 61,420 before ending the session at 60,821.50, lower by 101 points or 0.17%, and the NSE Nifty ended at 18,114.90, down 63 points or 0.35%. On the sectoral front, the IT, metal, pharma and FMCG indices fell 1 to 3% each. Reliance Industries gained over 1% ahead of Q2 results. Reliance Industries shares gained more than 1% on Friday morning in a strong market ahead of its Q2 results scheduled later in the day. The company had reported the net profit of Rs 12,273 crore in the previous quarter ended June 30, 2021, making a decline of 7.25% from the same quarter last year on the back of increase in total expenses. At 11:11 a.m., Reliance Industries shares were trading at Rs 2,658, up 1.2% on the BSE. Bharti Airtel's 21,000 crore rights issue subscribed 1.43 times. Bharti Airtel's 21,000 crore rupees rights issue which was opened between October 5 and October 21, was fully subscribed. The shares were issued at a price of Rs 535 per share, including face value of 5 rupee per share and a premium of 530 rupee per share. In the rights issue, a company offers rights to its existing shareholders to buy additional shares. Heading on to technology, Redmi Note 11, Redmi Note 11 Pro, Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus price specifications tipped ahead of October 28 debut. Redmi Note 11, Redmi Note 11 Pro and Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus price and specifications have been tipped on the web ahead of the official launch that is taking place next week. All three Redmi Note phones are set to come with 120Hz displays and include 5000 mAh batteries. The Redmi Note 11, Redmi Note 11 Pro and Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus are also claimed to have MediaTek Dimensity range of SoCs with 5G connectivity. Additionally, the specifications of all three Redmi models may include up to 256GB of onboard storage. New state release date in India and more than 200 countries globally set for November 11 in PUBG. New state release date is set for November 11, publisher Krafton announced during its showcasing event on Friday. The South Korean company said that the new mobile game will be released on Android and iOS in more than 200 countries, including in India, following a final technical test in 28 countries that will be conducted from October 29 to 30. Huawei Watch GT3 with up to 14-day battery life launched. Free Buds lipstick with fashionable charging case also unveiled. Huawei Watch GT3 smartwatch and Huawei Free Buds lipstick truly wireless earbuds were launched on Thursday alongside the Huawei Nova 9 smartphone in Europe. The Huawei Watch GT3 is very similar to the Huawei Watch 3 series of smartwatch launched in China earlier, but it comes without the eSIM support. Huawei Watch GT3 comes in two dial sizes of 42mm and 46mm. This is Sakshi from Inventive Studios signing off. Till then, good night and do subscribe to our channel for daily updates.